California just cracked down on sideshows, at least in this one instance, and hopefully this signals a turning of the tide to stem and ultimately get rid of these sideshows.
Stockton residents standing by their sheriff Tuesday after the San Joaquin County Sideshow Task Force detained, identified, processed, and released over 150 people and towed 88 vehicles Friday night.
All right, guys, Super Bowl 58 coming right up, and it's your last chance to get in on the action. Make your game a little bit more exciting using today's video sponsor, DraftKings Sportsbook. DraftKings is giving all new customers $200 in bonus bets instantly when they place their first $5 bet on anything. That's right, new customers who bet just $5 will get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Wondering what you can use $200 in bonus bets on? Combine multiple bets together from Super Bowl 58 for a shot at an even bigger payout. If you're already signed up for DraftKings like me, you can make a bet on Super Bowl 58 and get a bonus bet back. Get a bonus bet in the amount of your initial wager. Max reward varies. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have a shot at winning cash prizes. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New users bet just $5 on any wager and get $200 in bonus bets instantly using my promo code SSR. That's promo code SSR only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. What's up, everybody? Rob Ferretti here, and I've been avoiding talking about part of car culture that's existed fairly recently, but for reasons known to myself, which is I didn't want to highlight it to make it more popular, I've avoided it. But you can't avoid it on my social media feed. I see these things called sideshows. What is a sideshow, Rob? Well, a sideshow is you literally go shut down like an intersection somewhere, and you keep doing donuts until you crash into somebody, shoot somebody, or hit somebody with a car. Like until your car stops working, until it burns to the ground. These things are so dangerous, there is zero safety, and it's a bunch of young idiot kids. So they're all out there and they think it's cool to like just strut around, right? Like, and while cars are doing donuts right next to them until they go thumping up in the air or shooting and having a debilitating injury for the rest of their life just because they were trying to look cool for TikTok or Instagram. It's the dumbest thing. It displays no effective skill to do donuts until you hit something. I've got no problem with people doing donuts. Go do donuts in a parking lot somewhere away from people. Go do your donuts, learn your car control if that's what you want to do. I'm not against that. I am against this stuff where you're doing donuts right next to somebody and then you end up shooting them across the road and their pants are flying over here. And that's not good. And you don't care. You're going to leave. Nobody's going to know who that guy is. Nobody's going to rat him out because he's probably got a gun on him anyway. So nobody's going to be like, well, that guy hit me. What are you going to do? Nothing. You now have an injury that you're not going to be able to work. Your life is impacted. You're going to be hurting for the rest of your life. And there's nobody there to pay for it. Worst thing to happen to car culture in my life, right? And now I can understand and acknowledge and separate when there's just things I'm not into, like dirt racing, right? You can do a dirt track and go around a dirt track. People are into that. Not my thing, but it doesn't harm anyone. It's not out there. There's a level of skill to it. Drifting. A lot of people don't understand drifting. It's a slower way to get around a track, but it looks cool, right? So, and it looks cool, and it was the younger generation was like, oh, drifting really cool. I've never really gotten into it, but I acknowledge like the car control that's demonstrated by somebody who's drifting around a turn or in a sequential course is impressive. Like it's a good display of skill, and it's again, arbitrary how it gets judged and everything like that, but at the end of the day, it is a motorsport that I'm not into, but I can understand how other people are into it. Some people don't like Formula One. Some people don't like NASCAR. Some people don't like car shows. Some people don't like... There's a whole world of things that define car culture, right? Like you have the people that are into donks or lowriders or New Balances and Corvettes with lawn chairs at the car show. Like all of that stuff exists, and it doesn't have to be for you. Even me, I grew up street racing, right? There was an element of risk to all motorsports, especially street racing, because it's not regulated. But the goal of street racing is to go out, like shut down the road so it's safe, and then you go and you do your quarter-mile pass. Why? Because there's not a lot of motorsport facilities around. It's a street racing. It's like, oh, I'll just go. There's enough people around here. It's a spectacle. It's a scene. This is what led into the Fast and the Furious. Can you think of what sort of clown movie series it would be? Not that Fast and the Furious is necessarily representing car culture anymore, but can you think of what sort of clown movie series it would be about guys doing sideshows? Like, the only thing it would be is the drama from, like, somebody hitting somebody and then somebody's got to go murder that fool because they hit that. It's so nonsense. Now, this brings, like, why would somebody just beat the crap out of their cars and smash into stuff and they don't care? Because there's probably a lot of stolen cars. Every time the cops crack down on this, you have something where there's guns found and there's people injured and there's car crashes and it's just such a lawless, crazy thing that has to be stopped. And California has finally taken a step. They finally went there, and I think it was just outside of, I don't know, it's in California. The whole state is one lump of whatever to me. They finally went, and the sheriff brought, like, literally buses. They blocked everybody in. They arrested everybody. They impounded the cars. And now everyone's like, oh, I want my car back. And everybody's sitting there like, oh, getting arrested for this because it's illegal. Then when they get out, everybody's trying to get their cars, and the sheriff's like, no, 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 here you go.
I just wanted to put something out to those people whose vehicles we have in our possession, and they can stop calling. Those vehicles will be held until their court cases have been settled through the district attorney's office, so they will not be released anytime soon unless the DA has settled your case. No need to keep calling. Your cars will stay with us. Therefore, they can't be used in any more public nuisance or sideshows until the district attorney has adjudicated your case, and then we'll determine whether your car is a public nuisance and whether it'll be destroyed or not.
So at the end of the day, they impounded the cars. They're not giving them back. Now, there is a legal potential there. Like, if they're now deprived, they've not been convicted of anything yet, right? They have not been convicted. They've been accused. They'll have their day in court, and they'll see what happens. So I don't know if they are allowed to keep the cars. They should release the cars, as long as they're not stolen. They should release the cars pending the charges being processed, and then potentially seize and destroy the cars. I don't know the California laws. This is like a Leto's law sort of thing. He should come in and say, are they entitled to keep the cars, and are you entitled to any compensation until you're proven guilty? We'll let him weigh in if he wants to make a video about it as to whether or not these cars should be returned, or if the sheriff just unilaterally can say we're going to keep these, and there is legal standing in which to keep these, and no repercussion from the people who are being deprived of their vehicles, if they are their vehicles, if there's no recourse for them to get them released and or compensated for the amount of time that they are being withheld from them. If you know people that go to sideshows, tell them not to. Tell them it's not cool. And I understand I'm the old guy now, but there's nothing good about it. You can't sell me that there is one positive thing that comes out of these things. There is zero upside to this. So, yeah. Rob Ferretti, thank you for watching. Don't do sideshows. They're bad. There's a lot of other things. There's so many other things you can do with cars that is more fun and a lot more safe than sideshows.